Shalom. Listen up, because what I'm about to share is going to shake your brain. You ready? Here's the deal. If I tell you that the biblical New Year actually starts in the spring, around March or April, you'll probably think, okay, cool. But think about this for a second. If March is the first month, what does that make September? The seventh month, not the ninth. And October, the eighth month. November, the ninth. December, the 10th. Do you catch the drift? You've been calling them the wrong numbers your whole life, and it gets even crazier. This change wasn't just random. It's all part of a shift that happened centuries ago when the biblical calendar was replaced by the Roman calendar we follow today. Intrigued? Let's break it all down. So, what did the original Hebrew calendar look like? Great question. It's actually both a 12-month and a 13-month calendar. Here's how that works. The biblical calendar follows the cycles of the moon, not just the sun like the Gregorian calendar. A year is usually 12 lunar months, but since a lunar year is about 354 days, they added an extra month, Adar 2, every few years to realign it with the seasons. Otherwise, springtime festivals like Passover would start drifting into winter. So, in most years, there were 12 months. But every 2 to 3 years, there was a leap year with 13 months. Pretty cool, right? Now here's where it gets really wild. The calendar change didn't happen overnight. The shift away from the biblical calendar started with the influence of the Babylonian exile around 586 BC, when the Israelites were exposed to new systems of timekeeping. Later on, during the 4th century, things took a dramatic turn when Rome officially adopted the Julian calendar, named after Julius Caesar. This calendar was based purely on the sun, and it laid the foundation for the modern Gregorian calendar introduced by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582. This new calendar completely ignored Yahweh's appointed times and festivals. Instead, they replaced them with Roman holidays, many of which were rooted in pagan traditions. So, if you've ever wondered why we celebrate New Year's in the middle of winter, it's because the biblical calendar was deliberately replaced. Now here's the fun part. Let's go back to those month names, because they actually tell on themselves. September literally comes from the Latin word septem, which means 7. October comes from octo, meaning 8. November, nova means 9. December, deca means 10. But here's the crazy part. We call these the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th months on our current calendar. Doesn't add up, does it? That's because these names were based on their original positions in the calendar before everything got rearranged. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a clue that points us back to the true calendar Yahweh gave his people. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool history lesson, but why does this matter? Great question. It matters because Yahweh's calendar is about so much more than dates. It's a rhythm, a divine blueprint for how we're meant to live, rest, and celebrate his appointed times. When you step into this rhythm, you're aligning yourself with God's timing, not the world's. And trust me, there's peace, joy, and even prophetic understanding that comes with that. They remind us of where we've been and where we're going. They connect us to his eternal plan. Let's take a look at what's coming up on Yahweh's calendar in the year 5785, which is today's modern year of 2025 Passover, Pesach, April 12th, 2025, the celebration of deliverance and redemption, Unleavened bread, April 13th to 19th, 2025, a time for spiritual renewal and getting rid of sin. First fruits, April 20th, 2025, new beginnings and resurrection power. Shavuot, Pentecost, June 7th, 2025, the giving of the Torah and the outpouring of the Holy Spirit. Each of these feasts carries a deep spiritual meaning that applies to your life today.